Hello friends, my name is Hamid. Today I'm working on this ventless dryer made by Whirlpool. The customer's complaint was that it was making a lot of noise, and I'll show you today how to fix this. In order to order any kind of parts for this model, you have to have the model number. So here's the dryer made by Whirlpool. I'll start it. First of all, we want to know where the model and serial number is on this unit. The model and serial number, when you open the door, usually it's right here around the opening of the dryer. If you do not see it here, you may want to look in this plastic, around this plastic corner. If you don't see it here, then we're gonna have to look on the top. There's a sticker on the top and the model number is right here, WHD 5090GW. I will unplug the dryer first, just to be on the safe side. The dryer is unplugged. And now I'm gonna spin the dryer, and we want to work on it from the back. So here's the back of the dryer. The first thing we're gonna do is we will take the top off. There's 3 screws, all of these comes out. The drill bit that we use at the back in order to take the top off is Phillips. The top comes out. Now we will take this back panel off and the drain pump area off. The panels off. In order to take that panel off, we need T20. I will disconnect this drain hose. You leave it on this side and take this panel off. There's another panel. We need a flat screwdriver in order to pull this one out. You stick the screwdriver and kind of pry it out, but this may not come out, so that's why we have to take this panel off. After the little small, this is the first panel we need to take off. All of these screws around we need to take off, and now we can take this panel off. Disconnect the hose, take this little small panel off, and this is our drain pump. In order to check this drain pump, what we can do is you have to push it with a flat screwdriver, lift it up, and then push this plastic tab from this side and lift it up and wiggle it back and forth. The pump comes out. Here's your pump. You do not have to replace this pump all the time, but what happens is you get water there, and it also collects dust and debris there, which you can see on my finger. All of this builds up on this drain pump. So what you can do is, let me focus it more. This is how the drain pump looks. So you pry it with a little small screwdriver from this side, from that side, and then from the bottom. And there's one tab on the other side. Be careful to not put lots of force on it, otherwise you're gonna break these tabs and then this cover may not sit in place. And then once you open this drain pump, you're gonna see if there's something stuck in here. You see this little small blade? I will turn on the dryer and you will see how it spins. Usually if there's something stuck in here, it causes the drain pump to make this similar noise too. So what you can do is open the port, clean it, clean the inside there, put it back together. It's gonna fix the problem. But in our case, there's nothing stuck in here. Let me just turn it on, the dryer, and I'm gonna turn it on. The dryer is unplugged again. You can clearly see that there's nothing stuck on the pump blade, but we have to replace the pump, and that will take care of this noise. And in order to replace this pump, I have the pump already, because I opened this dryer apart before I make this video. Here's the pump. That's the port number, and when you open the pump, the whole assembly is here. The price of this pump is about $160. It comes with the connectors. In order to replace this pump, what we can do is we have to disconnect this float switch first. And to do that, there's two little small tabs. You need to have a tiny screwdriver, a flat screwdriver or something pokey like this that you can poke it. And you need to push those tabs. I hope you can see it on the camera here. You see there's a little small plastic, you need to push on them. This is broken anyways. You can even push it all the way down and break it, or it doesn't matter if you break it or not. And the same thing, push this one on at the bottom like this, and then the float switch comes off. But I didn't have to press both sides, only one side was enough. I got it out. Now the hardest part is to disconnect this pump. In order to disconnect this pump, if you're a lazy technician and you want to get the job done, you can always cut the wires from here, cut the wire from here, and then add the morettes, and then that way you can reinstall it back in. But if you want to do it in a professional way and a safe way, which I recommend doing it, then you have to take the side panel off, and I will also show you how to do that. To take the side panels off, you want to take these back screws. There's 3 of them. If there's 3 or 4 or 5, you take all the screws out from top to bottom. And then there's 2 screws on the top. There's 2 screws on the top here. Only these 2 screws needs to come off, and that's all. So once you know that the screw from the back is off, from the top is off, what you can do is put your hand on it, wiggle it a little bit back and forth and lift it out. That's all. It comes out. So now that we're on the side of the dryer, to confirm which wire is the one we need to work on, is you kind of wiggle it back and forth, and you can see this wire. The orange and white color wire comes here on the side. You pinch this little small clip with your fingernail, pull this out, and then you can pull this connector out. That's all. See? And then pull it from other side. You need to work on it from the front and back. So the old motor is out, and I'll reinsert the new one. fishing the wire. You can see it, it's coming here. Try to remember from which way you got the wire out, so that way you're not going to make any mistake. Here, this is already done here. Reconnect your wire back in. Make sure that little small clip that you, the plastic tab you pressed it with your fingernail, sets back in, because if it's loose, a vibration of the dryer may cause it to come loose and then it will fault out and cause a different issue. So far it looks good here. And I'll go to the other side back. So what I did here is I made a small mistake, but I will be able to fix it. It's not a big deal. I need to disconnect the wire back in from the where I installed it. Remove it back in and I'll pull it out, because the way you want to insert this wire is, do not insert it like this, which I did. You have to insert it from back of these two aluminum hoses, because when you reinstall this back in, you do not want this on the way. The wire, you do not want it to come on the way here. I honestly didn't pay attention if it was going this way or that way, but I think if I insert it this way, it's more safer. Now the float switch, you can just insert it in. And push it hard, make sure it sits in place. You hear that click noise? It's sitting properly here. And now you can push this back in. Again, you may want to wiggle it back and forth to set it in place. You see this tab? It needs to sit down. That's all. And I'm gonna turn it back on again to see if that makes a difference. I will show you some of the steps that will make your job easier. For example, adding this this side panel back in is a little bit tricky, because if you look right here on the front panel, you see these openings. You can actually put the side panel there and insert it down. That's the way you're supposed to reinstall it back in. These dryers are also similar to Blomberg Blomberg dryers. If you look up front here, they have this spongy gasket. The gasket can also cause this dryer to make similar noise too, a little bit different noise, but still the noise. What you can do is you have to if you look at your drain pump and that's not the noise, it's not noisy, that's not the problem. Your roller wheels are here. One roller wheel is on this side, another roller wheel is on the opposite side, and they're easy to replace. There's no screw, nothing, it just lifts up, but you have to take the drum off. You can work on it from the front or back. You lift this up and then it comes out. The same thing, that's why I do not recommend my customers to use scented papers, because scented paper has a little bit of a chemical layer. That layer can stay between this gasket insulation and the lip of the drum, and it will also cause vibration and noise. If I go in a customer house, I check everything and I don't find the noise, that's my last spot I'm looking for. So I will be replacing this gasket and cleaning the front here, the front lip of the drum with sandpaper, and that takes care of the problem. But today I just had to replace the motor on it and it's good. So what you can do is you kind of lift it up, hold it, I forgot to mention one more part here. If you look at the bottom, I got couple. If you look at the bottom, I got couple little small plastic nipples coming out. These three, all these three nipples supposed to sit on top here. You see the way it sits? Once you know it sits in place, then after that you can just kind of lift this up, that's all. You may want to put one screw up top to hold it in place for you, and then you can work with the rest. The next screw you want to add is this one. Remember, the longest screws are for the plastic, and which it goes right here. You can add all the rest of the screws. The top panel goes back in. Remember, for the top panel you got 3 Phillips long screws. Do not forget to add your hoses back in. The part number for the pump is W11086537. thank you so much for watching my videos. If you guys have any question, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like my videos and share it with others. You can always follow me on Facebook too if you want. It's called Hamid Appliances Repair. It's like that.